Magpies are a mighty club, we know. We're on the way to victory, let's go. We'll fight the fight, we'll show our might, we'll do our best for the black and white, for we're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. We're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. The Magpies are a mighty club, we know. We've celebrated our Magpie Club, let's go. We'll win the fight, we'll show our might, we'll do our best for the black and white, for we're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. We're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. Magpies are a mighty club, we know. We're on the way to victory, let's go. We'll fight the fight, we'll show our might, we'll do our best for the black and white, for we're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. We're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. The Magpies are a mighty club, we know. We celebrated our Magpie Club, let's go. We'll win the fight, we'll show.
Good evening and welcome to TIO Stadium for the second Under-18s Girls semi-final. I'm Will Zwar, with me is Stu Davis, and we've got the first versus second game tonight. It is Southern Districts versus Palmerston. Stu, you've followed this competition all season. Do you think we're in for a good final?
Oh, we certainly are, and should be a close one, this one. Hard to tell them apart. They've played 4 or 5 times this season and split the points, I think. So, yeah, we're really getting to the pointy end, aren't we? Grand final qualifier, this one. So we're underway, and the ball's spilled out to the outer side of the ground where District's looking to bring it back. But, nice mark taken there for Palmerston by Tia Graham. She plays on the left foot, looking here for Michaela Baldwin, but just fell short of her and couldn't get her hands on the ball. Looked like a high tackle there, that's the way it's seen, and it's a Palmerston free kick to Sienna Kelly just forward of the centre. She's kicking long down towards half forward, and ball bouncing in space out there as working back for Southern Districts was Waterbury, and now at ground level picked up by Perry for Palmerston. Kicks the ball in towards the forward line. Here's an opportunity for the first score of the game. A bounce kick towards goal, just bangs into the goalpost there from Sienna Niesner, and looked like a real opportunity for Palmerston, but behind only.
Yeah, good start there to Palmerston. They might have another crack there as it's turned over on the 50. They work it forward again, just tapping it to advantage again. I think that might have been Nisa getting involved with a big strong tackle, and another tackle there from Perry. So she'll get a free kick and another shot on goal early for Palmerston.
Yeah, good forward pressure there. Tatiana Perry, been a very good player for Palmerston all season, and played some Premier League football as well. So she's kicking from about 35. I would think the range would test her here, but the kick floats in towards the goal square. Oh, mark taken. Just read that one better than everyone else. Just dashed out of the pack, and Alinta Perry it was who got on the end of that and took the mark. Only a few metres out from goal. Chips the ball at the goal now and puts it straight through for the first goal of the game. And yeah, again a good start to Palmerston. Had the ball in their attacking area for all of the opening moments of this first quarter, but you just see here, we may see on the replay, but it was just really well read out of the pack of players. So,
good strong tackle there from Perry.
That was a good tackle, but ball coming back to the centre of the ground now, and Palmerston the perfect start, 7 points on the board inside the first 3 minutes.
Both these teams' first final this year. Stu, how important do you think it is to have a good start like Palmerston have shown in the first 3 minutes?
Oh, look, we know that we've had some weather around. Hopefully it stays away tonight, but yeah, it is important to get first score on the board as Rania Hewitt gets that kick away, and now crashing through as Waterbury for Southern Districts down on the forward line. Here's an opportunity as the hand pass comes backwards, but missed the target. Bonnie Brown gets it across this time. Here's a shot at goal from Southern Districts through Kiara Rogers, but unfortunately for Districts just offline and through for a behind. So as we expected, it'll be a tight contest, and Districts have shown that they, winning that clearance, they've moved the ball cleanly into the forward line, and this one's well read and chopped off by Kate Twaddle for Southern Districts, looking to go short here, but the kick's just off target, and nicely read in defence and well intercepted, and Palmerston trying to bring it away grandstand side. The kick's just a bit too long, but nicely picked up and driven away down the grandstand wing, but it's all Southern Districts here as the kick comes back in from Geekus, and it's chopped off at half back for Palmerston by Kelly. She goes straight in towards the centre of the ground over the back of the pack. It's going to be Districts first there, and Brooklyn Tarrant just runs away, kicks down towards half forward, and the ball skips across in front of the pack, and some nice work down there initially by Tia Graham, but then lost control of the football as she was approached and got tackled and gave away the free kick for incorrect disposal. The ball loose at half forward for Districts now and cleared away by Tiani Graham once again, but Districts got players behind the ball, but Graham bursts through the pack this time, just dodges out of the way of a couple of opponents, kicks long down towards half forward, but beautifully read down here and marked by Elsgood. She comes grandstand side and just at ground level.
Good tackle there from Berry again.
Yeah, it was, but Baldwin got her kick away into the centre of the ground. Again, strong tackling, and this time, umpire had the whistle to the mouth as the ball spilt free, and there's a free kick being paid here for a throw.
Just noticing there's a fair bit of wind out there, Stu. Quite a few kicks have been floating through, and walking here from the car park it felt quite breezy, so that'll definitely be a factor. Yeah,
well, it's been windy all week, hasn't it? But it's straight across the ground away from the grandstand, so Hewitt has her kick smothered beautifully there, and now Palmerston again through Alinta Perry, kicks long down towards full forward. Ball slips over the back. Here's another opportunity for Palmerston. Pouncing on that loose ball out the back was Bonnie McNeil, and she slammed it through for Palmerston's second goal. So they've been pretty efficient when they've gone forward, and it just opened up for them then as Bonnie McNeil ran onto that one.
Yeah, great work ethic there from Palmerston. They just kept running forward, and we've already seen that was a fantastic smother there. I think it was Alinta Perry, the first goal scorer, but some great tackles there from I think it was Tatiana Perry on the wing just a few minutes beforehand. And yeah, they're really doing the tough discipline things right early, the Magpies.
They are, and as I said, efficient going forward. They've got a couple of goals on the board as we approach the 6.5 minute mark of this first quarter. So game's been pretty good, nice and open, and some good ball movement. So Districts, we saw last time when they got that clearance, were able to move it forward, but they've got to get their hands on the ball in the middle here as it's battered away and gives them the opportunity now. But just good body work in there by Kelly once again, but a hand pass missed the target, and Districts coming forward again down towards half forward. It ricochets back into the hands here of Malone. Malone kicks long down towards full forward. Oh, good strong body work by Bonnie Brown. Picks up, snaps towards goal and puts it straight through the middle. Fantastic work down there by Bonnie Brown, and just used her strength, got rid of her opponent, and then a beautiful snapshot from a pretty tight angle. Fantastic goal there from Brown. A lot of the senior players can't do that even, and she's just slotted an absolute ripper. Great kick as well in the lead up here from Summer Malone. That's a very long kick as well. The wind again probably perhaps picked it up. Just take a look at the replay here. She's outside 50 there, and it goes well deep into the pocket. That's probably a 40-metre kick or so, Stu. Yeah, and you can just see that the wind played a bit of havoc there. I think it swung at the last minute, causing the spilt mark, but gee, that's good contested work from Bonnie Brown. So 7 points plays 13, and it's shaping as a cracking contest here as Districts hit back after Palmerston scored the first couple of goals. And a good nerve settler, that one for Southern Districts, I should say. So from the restart, hit outs one again by Districts, and ball's just pushed down towards their half forward area, but good work by Tishani Graham for Palmerston. Swings around and kicks long down towards the centre of the ground. Again, good defensive work, but chopped off once again by Graham, and she looks to switch grandstand side and making her way to the front and taking a great mark is Michaela Baldwin for Palmerston. She's looking to move the ball on quickly, kicks on the left, but the ball spills out now, and now running onto it, Sienna Kelly. It's going to be first there, picks up, looks to get past her opponent. She's run herself into a bit of trouble. Hand passed in the air to herself, then got tackled. Play on is the call as the ball comes out the back now. Some good pressure, and Kelly's involved again, receives, but her kick's smothered. Gee, the pressure around the ball is fantastic as
big
Kelly's tackled there, and umpire Cheryl Schmode says she was wrapped up in the tackle, and it'll be a ball up, but a great tackle by Summer Malone.
Just look at the leaves on the ground there that you can see on screen. That just sort of shows the sort of day we're having with the wind as well.
So from the ball up, hit outs one by McDonald for Palmerston, but cleared away by Southern District. The ball pitches inside the boundary line, bounce back in. Oh, Twaddle caught high in that tackle from Tia Graham, and Twaddle bounces straight up and now kicks long down towards half forward. Hewitt leaps at it, just missed it on the fly, but now District's running forward again, and Bonnie Brown on the end of this one once again takes a mark inside forward 50 here, just looking around for options. Hand passes inboard, and now receives it back, tries to duck around a couple of players, got caught and got the hand pass out, but took too long getting it out was the umpire's call. And it's Tia Graham who will take that free kick and kicks along the grandstand boundary line, and nice pass, nicely marked by Tishani Graham. She's calling players inboard to lead for her. She switches back into the centre corridor. She hasn't got much there in the way of teammates, as it's thumped back in again by Twaddle for Southern Districts, but again well read in defence, and Palmerston will bring it away once again. So long down at Waterbury. Oh, just read that one well over the back of the pack. Strong mark overhead, and she plays on straight away, straight down the middle of the ground, and she's hit a target inside forward 50. That's a good kick and a good mark. And Rania Hewitt, who was terrific a couple of weeks ago when we saw that Southern Districts play all around the ground, and she takes a great mark at half forward. Kicks going close to the goal line. It just slips over the back, but offline and through for a behind once again.
And suddenly Southern District seem to have momentum behind them. They just need to hit this scoreboard and make the Magpies pay for it. Couple of minutes left in this one. We tick over 11.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. Good kick, and there's been some really good marking today despite the weather conditions as well, which you'd love to see. Not some kicks not being a bit disrupted by the wind as we saw from that one there, but the skills overall have been really impressive. Umpire, what do we call there? Or just a ball up the top of the 50 or inside the centre square going down District's way.
So hit out one by McDonald for Palmerston. At ground level, it's Palmerston first hands on the ball, couldn't take it cleanly. Milkins comes in for Southern Districts. She gets wrapped up in the tackle once again, and it'll be a ball up as Ava Milkins passes the ball back to umpire Aaron McWilliams. And well done in the ruck contest there from Waterbury, recovered and won the clearance for Southern Districts. But plenty of Palmerston players across half back there as Charlie Brady gets the clearing kick into the centre of the ground, punch forward, and now Palmerston the opportunity is it's picked up once again by Kelly. She hand passed into space, but didn't have a teammate out there, and now again it's a gang tackle out there as the balls couldn't break free, and another ball up right in the centre of the ground. So McDonald and Waterbury again do battle in the ruck. It spills clear, and Districts with the clearance. Just chopped off back there by Dean for Palmerston with the feet, and managed to force it forward as the ball spills out again, and now Southern Districts have got it to half forward, but chopped off across half back by Tanisha Wilson. She's kicked the ball out grandstand side, and now look at the pace out here as running away with the ball is Tashani Graham, and now kicks long over the head of her teammate Ella Byatt as Byatt runs back onto it now, and now runs to the 50-metre line, centres the ball towards half forward. It goes over the back. They've got a player loose out the back. Oh, cleverly tapped forward into the path of a teammate. Just didn't bounce kindly for her, but now they've Palmerston forwards are still putting the pressure on. There's a snapshot towards goal. It's bouncing in the goal square, but bounces away from the goal, and eventually working back in defence was Rosemary Gonanon. Oh, sorry, it was Sade Elsgood for Southern Districts, and forced it through for a rush behind. But yeah, some terrific football in the lead up once again as the siren goes, and we see on the replay here the kick in from Deshae McCoy, just pitched in the goal square and bounced at right angles, and good desperate defence.
Yeah, great work from Southern Districts late in the quarter to just hold fast. Obviously Palmerston got pretty close to scoring, and a lucky bounce the other way, maybe they would have got one through. But yeah, in those last few seconds, that red time sort of moment, if you can hold your opposition goalless, it's definitely a win.
So that's quarter time here at TIO Stadium in the NAWIC Under-18 girls competition. It's Southern Districts 1-2-8 trailing Palmerston 2-2-14. We'll be back with the second quarter shortly.
This afternoon here at TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Beautiful. Goes for home and it's nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium. It is the second quarter of our second semi-final between Southern Districts and Palmerston, and we'll get straight into it. Stu Davis with the call.
So Palmerston with the hit out, well read across the back by Lily Harden for Districts. She kicks down forward of centre, and now the handball comes into loose space in the middle of the ground. Beautifully picked up down there for Palmerston by Tashani Graham, and kicks down, receives the hand pass back, and now kicks down towards half forward, and Palmerston with the first opportunity in this final quarter, but beautifully scooped up across half back by Rowlands for Southern Districts. Again, some clever work by Graham, but lost control of the ball as now the kick comes in towards the 50-metre line on the outer side of the ground, but strong defensive work by Districts once again as Geekus gets the hand pass forward. Kicks smothered out there, and it's Geekus again who gets the kick around the boundary line, but this time it goes over the boundary line, and so will be a Palmerston free kick, and jogging across to take it is Tia Graham. As she looks upfield, she'll be bringing it straight into the teeth of the wind out there as she kicks high and just falls short. And Palmerston first hands on the ball. Geekus again trying to hand pass out into space. It's strong tackle as ball's now caught up underneath, but it was Carly McDonald who laid that tackle and made sure that it couldn't be hand passed out by Brooklyn Tarrant, but McDonald and Waterbury doing the ruck work again as cleared away by Harden, but chopped off in defence by Baldwin. Baldwin kicks back in towards the middle of the ground, getting her hands to the ball there, and a strong marking contest was Carlton. She got bundled out of the way, but Palmerston going forward again as the ball spills at half forward, picked up and swung towards goal. It's an empty goal square as players scramble back, but that's just going to bounce a couple of times and go through for a behind for Palmerston.
Yeah, a very lucky bounce there, Stu. We've seen a couple of them today, and just looking at the flags, they're all over the place on the other side of the ground. We saw it wreak havoc in the first quarter, and it's set to continue here in the second.
Yeah, very blustery as this one's brought in by Elsie Harden to the outer side of TIO Stadium. Hand pass comes back to Waterbury, who chips the kick forward. Districts just trying to force it forward. It's picked up and now kicked forward by Hannah Berry. Twaddle gets on the end of this one, and on the bounce swings it forward, bounces over the head of the Palmerston player, which was unfortunate. There's just a hand across the shoulder there, and Gonanon will take the free kick for Palmerston. She's in a couple of minds which way to go, looking for options forward, but the kick was good, and while running onto it down there was Carlton. Tried to control it in front of herself, now comes back and lays the tackle. Hand passes out as the jumper pulled. Play on's the call as the hand pass comes in, and quick kick forward by Lily Harden once again, and Palmerston working hard across half-back. That's a good tackle just to trap the arm, but as the ball spilled free, Twaddle in there picks up, gets a hand pass forward as she's slung to the ground. Play on's the call again as coming across in the middle of the ground was Kelly for Palmerston once again, but this time the ball's fished out the back to Waterbury, who kicks long down towards half forward, and almost a good mark by Gonanon running with the flight of the ball, but did enough to recover and get the kick forward. Kelly in there again, gets the hand pass out, and now Palmerston straight up the middle of the ground to the front edge of the centre square, but just can't be picked up. Oh, beautifully scooped up down there by Davey for Palmerston, gets a kick inside forward 50, and now another chance again as the hook kick comes in from Tatiana Perry down towards goal. It's bouncing in the goal square, and running back in defence was Brooklyn Tarrant for Southern Districts, and safety first option, I think. Will punched it through rather than take possession.
Yeah, absolutely, and probably a good call. She was under pressure, but just what about the pick up there from Perry? Yeah. That was fantastic. On the run, barely had to stop and juggle it, just took it very cleanly. Districts back in now, moving very quickly out of half back line, but tonight in particular, it looks like it's Brady who will take a mark a long way from home. She'll kick it inside 50 now. And again, looks like the wind's just gotten under that. It's a good mark to Tarrant. She's been pretty good back there so far today, as she has in most of the games I've seen. Not a good kick though. come back to her in her direction. Won't hit a target though. Now rolling into the pocket, getting onto it is Graham. She runs through, tight angle to the top of the goal square. Beautiful kick and a great mark there. And again, it's Perry. Tatiana this time, who took a... Or she didn't take a mark. It was a really good tackle in the first quarter to set up Alinta Perry. And perhaps it's Tatiana's chance to get on the scoreboard here. Good kick, never really in doubt, was it? They extend their lead out now to 14 points, 3-4-22. They lead Southern Districts 1-2-8. Yeah,
really made good position as that ball came in, and we've mentioned the wind before. I'm sure it would have been floating around in the air a bit, but a great mark and beautiful kicking action, and that was, she controlled the ball through, no problems whatsoever from the top of the goal square. So Palmerston looking strong in the early stages of this second quarter as they break open that lead to 14 points. So ball coming back to umpire Schmode to ball it up in the centre of the ground.
Palmerston just building a handy lead here as well, Stu. Districts would definitely want to get the next one. Otherwise it might slowly just creep away from them a bit. We're heading towards the 8-minute mark of this quarter, so I think it's just about halfway through.
So Palmerston with the clearance, but the kick was affected by the tackle as it just squirted forward. There's another strong tackle on Tarrant. She manages to get the hand pass out the back, but it's booted off the ground down there by Perry. It spills out wide now, and foot race to get to the ball first, and now getting back there for Palmerston was Baldwin. She got tackled with it, then shoved her teammate out of the way, but Districts with the clearing kick around the outer wing as running onto it. Malone now just gets past her opponent and chips the ball inside forward 50 over the back. Here's an opportunity for Hewitt running onto it, picks it up beautifully, dribbles the ball towards goal, but again it's dribbled right across the face of goal, and Rania Hewitt can't keep her out of the action when the ball goes forward for Southern Districts, but unfortunately just couldn't control it through the goal from a tight angle.
It's good pressure from Palmerston there just to make sure that even if District's getting it forward, they're not having any easy shots really. And obviously we know that Hewitt's played some pretty high level footy, played a bit of premise footy, but if she can't get to an easy position, then that's great defence from the Magpies.
So Palmerston have brought it out the grandstand side, but Districts now with the numbers, and the hand pass comes across and Sophie Berry kicks inside forward 50, or the two Palmerston players spoiled each other a bit down there as the ball at ground level, and good use of the ball through the hands as Geekus comes in now, kicks towards goal, and here's a chance. It's a mark on the second attempt. It's Summer Malone down there. He got on the end of the kick from Geekus, and that was a good forward entry, and she'll have a set shot. Angle's pretty tight, just chips at it and just dragged it across. Unfortunately, she's a bit disappointed with herself after that kick, but yeah, some good pressure from Southern Districts getting the ball forward once again, and making the Palmerston defence really work now as ball's brought in again, this time basically straight up the middle of the ground. It slips out the back, picked up down there by Harden, whose kick was smothered, but she gets a second attempt, kicks the ball in, but the whistle's gone, and it's going to be a Palmerston free kick at half back, and ball will come back now, and Palmerston to clear away. It's Alinta Perry who'll take the kick across half back. Not much to go to, so she chips it up the centre of the ground, but beautifully chopped off down there, and the hand pass across to Geekus again, kicks long inside forward 50, but well read at the back of the pack.
Probably a bit lazy with the kick as well. Had a few options, and don't know again if the wind has played a part in that. Gee, not safe kicking out from Palmerston meanwhile as well there. They slowly work it out now to the flank. Not a good mark taken, instantly puts herself under pressure, but goes through and picks it up. I think that's Sienna Nisa. Works it forward, now running to it'll be Higgins, but she's on a bit of a foot race, in a better position. There's Rowland, she picks it up, again under pressure, so there's good body contact around the ball here. Now just works it slowly backwards for Districts, held off the ball, or pinged for holding the ball, is she?
Yeah, just threw it out I think, and got dragged by the jumper, so good work back there by Osgood for Southern Districts, and they go forward again, but this time it's chopped off in defence, and Palmerston looking to bring the ball around the outer side of the ground.
Good kick just to spot the loose player. She'll work it forward again. It just hits grass. Almost getting a free kick there. Potentially was McLean, but I think it's one of the Perry girls runs onto it, gets inside 50, kicks it to the hot spot, but another great defensive mark there from Brooklyn Tarrant. She now works it out of that back line. Great kick, just again beats the pack. Running onto it will be Bonnie Brown, a long way from goal. Kicks it again further down that far field, that far side of the field. Getting to it again is Waterbury. As to is Harris, picks it up. No, she doesn't. No one really wants to take clean possession of it. They're just trying to slap it and work it forward their own direction. Now it comes inboard. Berry, Hannah Berry it was, got tackled. Still in dispute, and umpire calls for a free kick now going the Magpies' way.
Sienna Kelly with that free kick centres the ball now, looking for Perry, or Linda Perry, but she got beaten too hard and took possession, but got run down from behind by Perry. A great tackle, and now she's looking to move the ball on quickly towards the grandstand side of the ground here. It's bouncing out in front, and Tatiana Perry ducks back inside, hand passes as the tackle comes in, but there was no one there to receive it for Palmerston, and Geekus for Southern Districts kicks on the outside of the boot down towards half forward. Beautifully picked up on the run by Malone. She tries to break a tackle, breaks the first one, but then has her kick smothered as it dribbles down towards half forward. Geekus again, hand passes inboard. Looking here for Sophie Berry, but just missed her. Some strong body work around the ball as District still trying to work the ball through the hands and get it forward, and they've worked it all the way down to the left forward pocket without really having a disposal as the ball comes in. A quick hand pass out. Malone tries to kick on the outside of the boot, but it's smothered over the boundary line, and will be a boundary throw in the left forward pocket. But some strong work around the ball here as we see that initial tackle from behind. Just good closing speed.
And some fantastic defensive work there from Magpies again, just not letting them have an easy shot. Districts are probably just a quick, almost a half kick and mark out from having a shot or goal, and they just haven't been able to do it, such as the Palmerston's defence. That's a good tackle there. Umpire calls play on. Getting boot to ball there's Willoughby. Will it roll through? Just kept alive there, and I think it's still in play. That might be danger zone. Can they get a goal? They do. Southern Districts make something out of nothing there, and Magpies perhaps not as clean as they would have liked. They reduced the margin to just 6 points.
Sophie Berry it was, opportunist goal right on the goal line, but yeah, it looked like going all the way through initially and then just stayed in play. So Southern Districts get an answering goal in this quarter eventually, as we see it right on the boundary line there, and looked like it could have almost hit the goalpost there, but play on it was, and then Berry just on the spot managed to get the boot to her ball as she was tackled basically from the time that she took possession. So that's a good answering goal in the late stages of this second quarter, and makes the difference just 6 points now, close to half time.
And letting an easy goal like that get through when you've had such a hard and fast defence can play a bit of a mental toll as well. We'll see how the Magpies recover from that at this centre bounce. They wouldn't want to give away another late goal, though. Looks like they only have about 30 seconds to do it. Hit out, goes straight down, and Hewitt just bangs it out of there into the forward line, and a mark already to Kate Twaddle. I'm not sure how far out she is. She's still got plenty of time, though. She'll just go a high one to the top of the square, goes over the back. Just using her body again there is Waterbury, and then taking over the boundary line, so we'll have a boundary throw in. And I'm not sure if we'll quite have enough time before that siren goes for half time.
There it goes. It was an impressive centre clearance, wasn't it? And good use of the ball. And gee, this has turned into a fantastic contest, as we expected it would be. Only a goal the difference at half time, and Palmerston looked like they were doing enough and looked like they might break away early stages of that quarter, but Southern Districts again have fought back, kicking the last goal of the quarter and keeping themselves in the contest.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Palmerston probably have a bit more star power, and those stars are playing a bit better at the moment, but I think if Southern Districts make sure that all of their players are contributing and have an effort from all 21 of them out there, I think they might overrun them in the end and potentially get through to a grand final berth at the end of the night, but we'll have to see what the second half has got in store for us. We'll be back after our half-time break.
Involved in footy, and she was instrumental in St Mary's win last week. Let's see what she can do with this one.
Noted goal kicker as well, and she's landed that one. So the first on the board, St Mary's. They had to work hard for it, but under enormous pressure, the Waratahs defenders.
Her football, O'Brien, and she should get Tars on the board with their first major for the game. A quick reply to St Mary's goal at the 8-minute mark of the first quarter.
They wasn't happy with that. Probably not the best delivery into Gunderson. Good pick up there by Long.
Danielle
Ponta right in front of goals, and she's got St Mary's second. So she dropped a sitter in the goal square, but she redeems herself and gets the second on the board. So back is O'Shea with their experience. I thought that was front-on contact there by Forshaw, but the umpire let it go. There's Singh, and she's got it.
Aggie Singh, what a goal. What a talent.
Drives it into the forward 50. Here's Jenna Singh hanging around. Celebrate gives it to her as well. She paddles it forward. Taken head high, and the umpire, I think, has paid that to Laura Smith, but the goal counts, so paying advantage, and Waratahs have the first goal on the board to start the second quarter, Liz. That's a good kick she can play on as well. She's a noted goal kicker, but that heavy ball couldn't really penetrate towards the goal. Singh go for her second, and she has. Waratahs get the first goal of the third quarter. So
Aggie Singh just showing her X factor there and how dangerous she is around goal.
This one, that's Smith. She's picked it up. Celebrities come on. Jenna Singh off the ground. Any other time that would have bounced through the goals, but it stays in the lake in the goal square. Singh again, and she's got her third.
Wow.
Waratahs have the second of this quarter, and Jenna Singh just dynamic. And we said at the start of the game, perfect conditions for her, and there we go, three goals. Just on her measure, I feel, but good kick into the Armstrong. So she takes the mark.
Kick this through for a goal.
And she just sneaks it and made the goal umpire do some work, but she's got her first of the afternoon.
She plays on.
Billy plays on quickly.
Emma Stark picking up, getting the quick hands out to Hannah Fosbrook. She gets it to Caitlin Armstrong, and she puts it on the boot for her second goal. So 2 goals in a minute for St Mary's, getting them right back in this game after Waratah have dominated for the last half an hour or so. Point makes it 6 points in the difference. So what can Hunt do?
So there she goes, and she just pops it through. She's got the goal. Waratahs have the very, very important goal, the first goal of this last quarter. Determination out there and leading. So celebrate. Here's these two again. They've gone at it, and there's the siren. So the winners, Waratah.
Wrapped up then again was Oborn. Now it comes out. Hurried left foot kick is a snap, and it looks pretty good. Everyone's happy with that from Waratahs.
Jake McCreary, I think it was, Ash. And
to Carroll. Carroll has at least one option, ignores him, and then instead goes for the better one, and that better option is William Collis. Collis just plays on. Left-footed goal, bouncing through, coast to coast, the red and whites go. It was knocked away by the Dylan Collis, still loose. Now it comes back to Yaren's right foot, kick at goal is true. And the green and gold are on the board now.
It was a scoop out from the Tar's hand, but anyway.
As Carroll just swings it around and the skipper kicks a goal.
Yeah, great finish there.
There are substantial skill errors, no question about that. That was Magro, puts it straight on the boot. Oh, loose out the back. This is Bow. He's going to score again, and I think that's his second or third, is it? Let me just check.
No, he's had
that's his first.
He's had a couple of chances.
He had a couple of shots. 6 from Waratahs. It's really held his own tonight. Now they've got Gooch is in there. Oh, they both looked at each other. Oh, they've overrun it. Calder has a crack, and Calder gets a goal.
Wow, comedy of errors.
Base here, Tars. Can they set it up? Morris. Kirby was up. Hope ran straight into Morris. He's going to go to the back to Anchors. Anchors into an open goal.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium, and it is our second semi-final winner straight through to the grand final, and a great first half we've had here between the Southern Districts and Palmerston Magpies girls. It's Palmerston with a 6-point lead, 3-4-22 on Southern Districts, 2-4-16. I'm Will Zwar, with me is Stu Davis. And Stu, how have you found the first half?
Oh, it's been exciting, hasn't it? It's really the momentum swung in both quarters, with Palmerston opening strongly in both quarters and Southern Districts coming back. So I think and I hope that this one's going to go right down to the wire, because gee, these are two well-matched teams. As you said, there's some stars in the Palmerston side for sure, and Southern Districts play, well, they've got their own stars, but they play a pretty solid brand of football as well. And coached, of course, by Laith Waterbury, and just brings them together nicely. So we're underway in the third quarter as the hit-outs won there by Niesner for Palmerston, and follows up her own hit-out and kicks ball inside forward 50. The mark spilled out there by McNeil, but she's back in there fighting for it at ground level as she lays a tackle. Hand pass comes out. Districts trying to work it out of defence now as Elsie Harden gets the kick out. And now Districts the opportunity again. The ball just fumbled there, unfortunately, by Counsellor. And as she was trying to hand pass it off to a teammate running forward, and she got caught with the ball bobbling around at the end of her hand. So Palmerston free kick as they come back in, and a great contested mark taken in front of the pack by Tatiana Perry. She wheels around, no one on the mark, and kicks long towards the goal square, but just chipping back and taking a terrific intercept mark is Grace Busuttil for Southern Districts, and she kicks it back to where it came from on the outer side of the ground. And ball at ground level now, picked up here by Alinta Perry, kicks in towards goal, but just offline to the right and through from behind. So pretty hot pace early in this third quarter as Palmerston have come out of the blocks again.
Yeah, and again, it's been a pretty electric start for the Magpies, as we've seen the first two. I think that's the trend, but they need to make sure that they're making Districts pay. Districts with a nervy kick in there, but they've taken a mark. They'll come further down this near side, looking for the Hannaberry. Goes over her head. Another good high-clearing kick. Not too wide either. Just bounces through her hands. A lot of Magpies around the ball. Malone extracts it. She's wrapped up straight away. Finally tries to get it out of there. Umpire lets it go. Brady tried to pick it up there. Now goes through Wilson. She keeps her feet. Oh, she's taking the ground now, and the umpire's called for a ball up on centre wing.
Yeah, just getting a little bit physical down there as I think both teams realise the importance of this game. Get the straight run into the grand final in 2 weeks' time as Neesner over the top gets the thump to the ball. Rania Hewitt gets wrapped up in the tackle, manages to get a hand pass out. Waterbury just scoops it out the back to teammate Geekus, who chips the ball forward, and Palmerston working hard across half back there as it's picked up by Gotch, but the ball got forced out of her hands before she could get a boot to the ball, and Geekus just a couple of toe pokes off the ground has got it down to half forward. Gonanon came out from defence, her kick was smothered, and it's desperate across half back for Palmerston now as Bonnie Brown comes in, tries to hand pass and just misses the target to a teammate and kicked off the ground out wide. Strong body work out there and picked up nicely by Baldwin for Palmerston, but she got tackled and the ball spilt free. Plowns are called. Baldwin at the bottom of the pack again. There's a whistle on the play. Umpire's looking a bit confused, but it's going to be a Palmerston free kick to Michaela Baldwin. So Baldwin coming straight down the centre of the ground, and that's a good pass, and finds her teammate Sienna Kelly, who's had plenty of the football so far in this game. She's looking to go straight down the ground again. It's punched away from behind and beautifully read at the front of the pack by Perry. Hand passes over the top. Dodging through was Georgia Davey for Palmerston. Kicked long towards the goal line, but this time it's chopped off, and Southern Districts again looking to come grandstand side. The kick's off target, but hits the ground, and now the quick hand pass forward by Hewitt. But Palmerston first hands to the ball as it comes back, and now picked up again by Perry. She got tackled, the ball spilt free. Hewitt runs onto it looking to take the advantage, and then either changed her mind or thought it hadn't been paid, so the ball comes back, and now District's coming grandstand side as Kate Twaddle takes a good mark once again on the wing. She's looking to hurry things along, switches the ball back inboard, but there's a cluster of players there as it's picked up by Kelly. Her hand pass missed the target, but she's recovered well and now swings around, kicks the ball in towards the centre of the ground. Mark spilt out there, but Waterbury recovers well, gets the hand pass inboard. But again, it's just a short kick, and Palmerston through Brady kick it down just forward of centre. Nicely taken by Alinta Perry. Switches the ball into the centre of the ground where she's got a player in some space down there in Bonnie McNeil. McNeil now kicks long inside forward 50 at ground level. There's an opportunity for Palmerston as Districts work back desperately in defence. Oh, just overrunning the ball there and giving Palmerston another opportunity, but coming in and picking it up was Rowland's got the hand pass away, and now District clear away, but not far as Marika Carlton just read that one coming out, was set up behind the play and takes the mark. Chipping in short now. Oh, ball spills out the back, and quick kick forward. Another chance for Palmerston at ground level. Kick off the ground, and it's gone through, and that was Nina Dean, who was just on the spot as the ball bobbled out and kicked it off the ground and through for a goal.
Prime example of the pressure cooker. If you can just keep it in that hot spot for long enough, it'll go off and go through, and that's exactly what Nina Dean's done there. Southern District's probably very lucky in a number of instances there, just that they didn't let it get through quicker, and obviously, as you can see, this kick just perfectly placed to that hot spot. Not really to anyone in particular, but just to put the Southern District's defenders under pressure, and it's worked a treat with Dean just getting boot to ball there at the top of the square, and all she has to do is get some momentum behind it and then go through the goals.
So once again, it's Palmerston scoring the first goal of the quarter, as they have done every quarter now. So Districts putting themselves under pressure by allowing that. But gee, they've come out of the blocks again. They've got some real pace around the ball, and Districts just need to control it as the hand pass comes forward from Harden, but picked up now by Waterbury. Kicks straight down the middle of the ground, chopped off across half back, and worked out, and Kelly runs away. She gets tackled and kick smothered. Hand passes inboard, but it's chopped off, and now Districts with the chance going down towards half forward. The ball bounces out in front of Geekus. She runs back onto it now. She's under plenty of pressure, but does well to get the hand pass out to the advantage of Malone. She gets tackled with the ball. It spills out. Plowns a call. Geekus is in there again tackling, and now it spills out to Malone. Just goes between her legs there and slips out the back. Geekus comes back. Hand passes inboard, but it's chopped off in defence, and Palmerston with the chance with players across half-back. Georgia Davey gets the clearing kick outside of defensive 50. Waterbury kicks off the ground, but there were hands on the ball, and Tatiana Perry will take the free kick for Palmerston at half-back. Perry coming grandstand side now with a long kick. It's a good pass and finds Tashani Graham. She wheels around on the right foot, kicks long now, looking for Dean down there, goes over her head, and just slipped out of Dean's hand around her back as she tried to control it going forward. Now it spills out, and Districts again just clear it away, but this one's going to go close to the boundary line. In fact, dribbles over the boundary line, and should be a Palmerston free kick, I would have thought, for under the last touch rule, and it is. And Michaela Baldwin will take that free kick. She chips the ball inboard. Sitting underneath it down there for Districts was Tarrant, but spilt the mark as the players came running in. Waterbury at ground level just couldn't control it in the first instance, but wins herself a free kick at cross half back.
Looks down the line, and you just feel like Palmerston in particular are working a lot harder here in their defensive efforts, their two-way running, and that's no exception there. Just getting ready to go and turn it over at any instance. Another kick inside 50 now, but guess who is that? Brooke Tarrant again. It is, couldn't take the mark there. Now McNeil, she's on it. Tarrant still running through, just wheeling it forward, though there's a handful of Magpies there. Here's Perry. She kicks it into the forward line again, but getting involved there was Rowlands. She takes it out into the pocket, tries to work it out there under pressure. Tackled as she kicked it, but got it out of the danger zone. It'll come into the hands again of Graham. Graham gets to 50. Now she kicks it long. And again, just a mark there by Southern District's defender. They'll come out this near side now to a 2-on-1. Had to make the kick work. Oh, not sure if it did there. Magpies again just putting a bit more pressure on, a bit more action on around the ball, a bit more energy, and putting pressure on Southern Districts, who work it a bit further away out of their back line. Oh, gee, not a great hit there off the ball.
Yeah, just caught high late as she was falling to the ground. I think no malice in it, but definitely a free kick. Ball inboard now. Appealing for the free kick was Tashani Graham, and the umpire's seen it that way. She wastes no time kicking in towards half forward. It's a long kick, and paddled forward. Running onto it down here is Carlton for Palmerston, just having trouble controlling the ball at the moment. Now she takes possession, gets a hand pass as she's tackled. The ball spills to ground. Swooping in is Tatiana Perry. She kicks the ball in towards goal. It's close to the behind post, but well read down there by Alexis Rowlands, and she takes the intercept mark. I think the player on the mark will have to come back a few metres as to allow Rowlands to bring the ball back into play. She runs around that player on the mark now and kicks wide. Oh, nice mark taken, running with the flight of the ball by Carlton once again. She's just outside 50 as she's calling for players to run into the centre corridor. She's got a number of targets there as the ball bounces off hands forward. Here's a chance at ground level once again. Niesner in there for Palmerston, lays the tackle. Looked like she caught her opponent high, and that's the way it's been seen by umpire Schmode. And Rowlands will take the free kick once again for Districts. Looking to pass short. That's a good pass, and to the leading Rania Hewitt. And Hewitt chips it around the boundary line once again. Just Milkins trying to take it on the chest, but coming in was Perry just to get her hands to the ball and prevent the mark. It was an interesting looking hand pass there. It's gone off hands, and
looks like Milkins tried to put some body contact on Perry and didn't realise how big she was and just sort of bounced off there.
So it's going to be a ball up. It was called before the ball went over the boundary line. In fact, it is going to be a boundary throw in. So Players just resetting themselves now. They were set for a ball up and now got to get in position for the boundary throw in. So we're 11.5 minutes into this third quarter. Palmerston with the only goal of the quarter so far. So Districts with the work to do in the latter stages of this quarter, as wheeling around was McLean for Districts. Berry gets a hand pass over the top, but misses Twaddle there, and well read by Carlton, who thumps it back into the forward half for Palmerston. The ball loose inside forward 50, and working back defensively was Elsie Harden for Southern Districts. Got the kick out now. Hewitt picks up, swings the kick around and hits the chest of Geekus, who spills the mark, but recovers and gets a hand pass out. Just misses the target down there, and gets frantic around the ball at the moment as Palmerston looking to work it through the hands.
Great smother.
Another great smother as the ball spills out. Carlton running onto it down there, but tapping it forward, picked up by Linda Perry, but she's tackled from behind, but manages to get her kick inside 50 as Districts working overtime in defence, and running the ball out of there is Harden, but just couldn't control it, and Tatiana Perry picks up hand passes forward. It's loose out the back of the pack now, and a chance for Palmerston to go forward again, but again chopped off in defence, and Districts desperately get it out of their defensive 50 as it's picked up down here by Baldwin, who hand passes over the top to no one in particular, and Berry gets a clearing kick for Southern Districts to the outer side of the ground, out in front of Tarrant running onto it now. Just couldn't pick it up cleanly under pressure on the first attempt, and it's Sienna Kelly, who's, as I said before, been really busy all night, gets another kick inside towards half forward. There's a push there, and Kate Twaddle will take that free kick across half back. She wastes no time again going down the middle of the ground. She's got a couple of options, finds Summer Malone in the centre of the ground. She chips forward now as the Districts players run forward. It spills out to where Waterbury uses her strength and gets her opponent out of the way, and it's picked up by Geekus on the outside of the boot. They've got some running players here. As Hewitt runs around, kicks inside 50. Here's an opportunity. Running onto the ball now and picking up the kick towards goal. The dribble kick towards goal has gone through, and Rania Hewitt was on the end of it, and that was some good desperation from Southern Districts in defence. They worked the ball around the outer side of the ground and had to really work hard for every possession, but Geekus was instrumental as she got it on the outside of the boot here, and it was Hannah Berry across there. I think I called Hewitt, but it was Berry who broke the tackle, got the kick into the path of Hewitt running free in the forward half, and couple of bobbles, and picked it up and kicked, and it was a timely one as the siren goes before we can get restarted. So as has been the pattern all day, it's Palmerston scoring first and fighting back late in the quarter. Southern Districts get that late goal and keep that margin just to 7 points at three-quarter time, Will. Yeah,
that could be a massive goal, real swing momentum. I reckon probably about almost 10 minutes before that it was in Palmerston's forward half, and I think it was Marika Carlton who probably had the best quarter that quarter. She was absolutely everywhere, really breaking the lines. The Perrys have been best on as well all day pretty much, but in the last minute Southern Districts just desperation, brought it forward and kicked a goal against the flow of play, and you don't really know what that's going to do to either side, if it spurs Districts on and maybe puts some doubt in Palmerston's mind, but that's really closed up this final quarter and we're in for a cracker. We'll bring that to you after a short break.
This afternoon here at TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Picked up by Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute rip-sorter. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium. We're bringing you the final quarter here, what's set to be a fantastic 14 minutes of footy. It is Palmerston leading Southern Districts by just 7 points. Southern Districts against the flow kicked a late goal to reduce the margin, really give them a sniff in this one. Stu, do you think they can keep going and take the momentum in their stride and hopefully to a win?
Yeah, well, look, they'll have to do something about Palmerston's dominance early in the quarters, I think, and get their hands on the ball. But gee, you can't fault their tenacity and their fight to stay in the contest. And just 7 points down at three-quarter time. Of course, this is the second semi-final. It's the qualifier for automatic entry into the grand final. The loser gets another crack next week. But you'd rather win than lose, I would think, Will.
Yeah, absolutely.
So from the restart, Bonnie Brown's been thrown into the ruck for Southern District. She wins a hit out, but getting her hands to it was Tia Graham. The ball spills out the back now as District's trying to work it forward. There's a high tackle off the ball here, and it's going to go District's way to Elsie Harden in the middle of the ground. Harden looking to go straight down the centre as the ball spills out the back now, and a wrestle forward at ground level. Doesn't look like it's going to come out in a hurry, and it'll be a ball up once again. So Southern Districts have worked it down to the front edge of the centre square from the opening clearance, and hit out's won by Brown again, and District's going inside forward 50, but it's going out wide towards the boundary line. First there is Twaddle. She kicks on the left around the corner, and getting under it was Berry. Got the ball in the hands, couldn't take the mark. It was forced forward by McNeil for Districts, for Palmerston. Now there's a shot at goal, and it's going all the way through, and it's a Southern Districts goal to start this final quarter, and everyone's getting around Geekus there, who Calliope Geekus, who, just look at the replay here as the ball came in. Berry spilled it, tapped away, and at ground level that Districts worked hard as Harden's kick just slipped off the side of the boot, but the hand pass inboard was brilliant to Geekus, and Geekus off one step kicked towards goal and banged it through. So just the start that Districts would have been looking for, and as I said, closes that margin to 1 point.
Yeah, not over yet, Stu. They can't get ahead of themselves here. Still plenty of work to do, and they're not in front yet, but that's definitely a good start, and the start that they would have wanted. I like throwing Bonnie Brown in the ruck. Let's see if it works again. She's lining up there for the second hit out of this quarter.
So she does in fact win the hit out, but well read by Tia Graham for Palmerston, who thumps it down towards half forward. Ball loose across half forward there. Dean putting some pressure in, just a hand slipped across the shoulder there, and it's a free kick to Tarrant again for Southern Districts, who's been good in defence for them all day. Kicks out wide into the path of Berry. Sophie Berry kicks down towards half forward. Swooping across the back there is Sienna Kelly, but concentrated on the player more than the ball, and just opened up the door for Geekus to run through. She got a quick hand pass forward. Twaddle now swings around on the right boot towards the goal square. In the marking contest, the ball spills free. Waterbury picks up, slams it through for another Southern Districts goal, and they've taken the lead for the first time in the game in the early stages of this last quarter. So those changes, they put Waterbury up forward, Bonnie Brown into the ruck, and it just seems to have given them a bit of a spark, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big 3 goals. They've kicked 3 goals in about 4 minutes worth of game time here. Probably less than that. We're just ticking over 3 minutes now, and I think it was the last 20 seconds of that third quarter, and suddenly they've pretty much doubled their score in that time, Stu. I think more so than doubled their score, and find themselves with all the momentum, all the hope, and really all the play at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. It's all of a sudden it's Palmerston that are under pressure as they fall behind, as I said, for the first time in the game. They're trailing by 5 points, and it's them that need to get their hands on the ball from this centre clearance pretty desperately. So from the restart, again it's Brown who wins the hit out for Southern Districts. The ball spills out towards the side of the centre circles there. Paddling it forward was Baldwin, and then she got picked up and tackled with the ball. She's won herself a free kick. She wasn't sure it was hers initially, but she'll take it and plays on wide to the outer side of the ground, and that was a good mark out there by Tashay McCoy out in front, and now she chips the ball around the boundary line as getting her hands to it was Nina Dean, but couldn't control the mark, and it spilled over the boundary line for a throw in. So coming up to 4.5 minutes in this final quarter, and Palmerston just edging it forward around the outer side of the ground. So it's Brown and McDonald to do the ruck work again. Bonnie Brown thumps the ball forward towards the boundary line once again. It's going close and eventually can't be kept in and will be thrown in once again. Plenty of players around this stoppage as we wait for the ball to come back in, but yeah, Bonnie Brown has been dominant since going in there. The ball slips over the top of the ruck contest this time as Districts try to run it away, but it's Palmerston who bring it inside forward 50. Running out of defence there was Rania Hewitt. She got tackled to the ground, and now Palmerston going in towards goal again. The ball bobbling near the top of the goal square. It's picked up there by Tarrant, and she clears it away to the outer side of the ground, looking to find her teammate Lily Harden, who couldn't control the ball, and then the Palmerston players came in and picked up by Dean down there. Swings around, gets free of a tackle, kicks inboard, just falls short of her teammate there, and Districts just trying to tidy up in defence again, but the tackle was strong and against Tarrant, and holding the ball is the free kick that's been paid, and it looks like Tatiana Perry is claiming that free kick, going back to take it, and again she'll be kicking from about 35 metres, so I'm not sure that she would have the distance here as the Districts players work back in defence towards the goal line to try and keep this one out. So Perry, it's a beautiful long kick going right to the goal square, off hands, the ball's forced forward. A bit of a push there, but in the side was the umpire's call. Palmerston first hands on the ball, but Districts now just trying tackle. It was a great tackle as Montana Johnston tried to duck back inside, but just got wrapped up in the tackle with her arms high, and it's Sienna Niesner who laid that tackle, and she'll kick from directly in front, only about 20 metres out.
Need to kick this one. They've got a free kick out of it, but the last few minutes things just seem a bit harder for them and a bit easier for Southern Districts. This, again, could change momentum. Bit of a nervy run-up. That one just through for a behind, reduces the margin to 4 points, Stu. Yeah,
just dragged it, didn't she? This from the set shot. She's a terrific kick normally, but finals pressure, of course, and when the game's tight, it's a different ball game. So just looking for the ball in the netting behind the goals there is Brooklyn Tarrant, and Palmerston just set up defensively here to try and keep the ball in their forward half. Tarrant runs away from the goal square, kicks over the top of the pack of players on the outer side of the ground. Running onto it down there is Harden for Southern Districts with a toe of a pace out there, gets the kick out wide, picked up by Gonanon across half back for Palmerston, tries to kick back inboard, but Districts there in numbers. There's a free kick being paid here.
Certainly got a spring in their step now, the Southern Districts, after those first 2 goals of this quarter, and again just how quickly and easily did they get it from half back to half forward. It's a good kick again and just spots up her target. Couldn't take the mark. Good intercept there. I think it was from McNeil, who's sort of moved down back for a bit of support. They're working it forward again, Palmerston. In the middle there, target was by it, but good work there from the Districts players, led by Bonnie Brown. She gets a handball over the top, intercepted there by Perry. Handballs it to herself, runs onto it. Now she kicks inside 50. There's a 2-on-1. Bounces over the top. Running onto it is Nice. Now she can't take it cleanly. Now she does. Picks it up. Has to get around one. Just snaps towards goal. Is that offline as well? It is, but it gets a handy bounce. Will it have distance? Overruns it there was Carlton, and just taken through safely was Rania Hewitt. Great defensive work again, and another behind for Palmerston. They're closing the gap, but they need to kick a major.
Wow, it was a favourable bounce, but they just couldn't get her toe to the ball, and the Districts defenders came running in and forced it through for a rush behind as they bring it back into play out to half back. Again, it's picked up out here by Perry. Slams it back inside forward 50. McLean across half back, tries to hand pass to Hewitt, but misses the target. Terrific work in there by Carlton, but now I'm not sure what's happened here.
There's a free kick potentially being paid Marika Carlton's way.
Yeah, so Carlton with an opportunity to make amends for what took place just before, and she'll have a set shot from only about 10 metres out. So just 3 points in it, so Carlton the chance to regain the lead for Palmerston here.
High pressure shot here. We saw Neesner with one that was a bit trickier than this a few minutes ago, spray it. Carlton's kick doesn't miss though, and they're in front again by 3 points. 5-7-37, they're leading Southern Districts 5-4-34, and you'd say we have just over 4 minutes worth of game time left here.
Yeah, well, we said this one would go right down to the wire, and that's the way it's panned out as Palmerston regain that lead that they've held for all of the game until a few minutes ago until early in the quarter when Southern Districts burst out after three-quarter time with those 2 quick goals. But they've reverted here to Waterbury in the ruck, and Brown's gone back forward again. So just waiting for all to be returned here as just waiting for the Palmerston Palmerston Ruck McDonald to get into position, and we'll be underway again as it's Districts desperate to get their hands on the ball here as Waterbury wins that hit out, taps it forward to the advantage of Elsgood. Have worked it all the way down to half forward. Now the ball spills out, and Twaddle tried to pick up, just slipped out of her hands. The Palmerston defence working it through by handball as Geekus comes in. Ball spilled out of her hands. She picks up again now. Chips it forward, inside forward 50. Twaddle underneath it. Couldn't take the mark under pressure. It spills to the ground. Twaddle still battling at ground level as paddling it forward out there was Graham for Palmerston, but the kick comes in and well read in defence and
safe hands.
Yeah, just slowing things down back there, and Palmerston just not panicking now as they look to come grandstand side. Just pressure came in as the kick came out, but that's a terrific mark taken by Sienna Kelly, and she steadies things again as she comes grandstand side.
Beautiful.
Again, a beautiful pass
vision.
and marked by Baldwin. She plays on straight away. Kicks on the left, just forward of centre wing here. The ball off hands. Rania Hewitt comes in, paddles it forward, then takes possession and kicks the ball back towards the Southern Districts forward half. There's a free kick here for incorrect disposal, and it's Sophie Berry who'll take that free kick. The crowd really getting into this game now, willing both teams on. Twaddle takes the mark over the back, plays on straight away, runs herself into trouble, gets the hand pass forward, but good defensive work across half back. But again, it's cut off by Berry. Sophie Berry thumps it back inside forward 50. Ball spills out of the marking contest and well taken off hands by Alinta Perry. She kicks it straight down the middle of the ground. Again, no mark taken as the ball at ground level. The quick hand pass forward by Higgins for Palmerston, but now at ground level, just trying to find someone to give it to who can clear it out of the area, but they can't. Air shot there from Willoughby from Southern Districts, and now it slips out the back, and Berry gets a kick inside 50 for Palmerston. For Southern Districts, it's out wide. Running onto it is Maggie Harris. She couldn't control the ball and then got worried out of it in the end by Charlie Brady. Brady kicks it straight up the middle of the ground. Waterbury on the loose ball. Just can't pick it up cleanly, and as it slips out now, hacked off the ground, and Districts are inside their forward 50 again, but it's Palmerston working overtime in defence. Slips out here to Willoughby. Willoughby's kick is smothered as it trickles inside forward 50. Brady gets a clearing kick for Palmerston. It's pressure everywhere as there's a strong tackle out there by Elsie Harden. Is she rewarded with the tackle? I think she is. So it's a Southern Districts free kick, and we're under a minute to go, I would think, and Southern Districts in the forward half. They trail by 3 points. They need to move the ball quickly and get the next couple of possessions here as it goes inside forward 50. Bonnie Brown reads it at the front of the pack, but she gets tackled straight away, gets her hand pass out. The kick comes out. It's a marking contest. The ball spills forward. Again, it's Tatiana Perry for Palmerston who gets the hand pass forward, but only as far as Lily Harden. She hand passes back inboard. It's loose on the ground now. District's desperate to get it forward. McLean with a quick kick, but that one's going out of bounds on the full and bounces and over the fence, so it'll have to be retrieved. You can see that players with hands on knees as they try to steel themselves for the last few moments of this game to try to pinch victory for their side, but it's all too late as the siren goes, and What a fantastic game of footy. Well, it was looked like Palmerston all the way. Districts fought back with 3 goals in a row late in the third quarter and early in the last quarter, and then Palmerston with that winning goal at the end. Just a fantastic game of under-18 girls football.
Oh, absolute ripper we had in front of us tonight, and I think realistically the best team of the night has come out on top. They were better for longer. They were better for probably the first 3 quarters for sure, and Southern Districts just sort of nailed one late in each of those quarters before working their way in front in the first 2 minutes. But I think, yeah, Palmerston definitely the better side for longer tonight, and they go through to a grand final. It's not season over yet for Southern Districts, and they will go on to play Nightcliff next week for a cutthroat preliminary final, and the winner of that will go through to the granny. So we could see a repeat of that in 2 weeks' time, Stu, and the fans would be in for an absolute thriller again, you'd think.
Oh, it would be fantastic, wouldn't it? But you know, don't write Nightcliff off. They're a pretty strong outfit as well, so Southern Districts will have their work to do. But we expected that the last 3 weeks of this under-18 girls competition would be hard fought, and ticked off the first of them with a fantastic game, and really looking forward to the 2 that are to come. Thanks for the call tonight, Will. It's been great, and looking forward to the next game as well, which is the under-18 boys game between Waratah and Nightcliff. We'll be back with that shortly.
Let's go, we'll win the fight, we'll show our might, we'll do our best for the black and white, for we're mighty proud of the mighty black and white. We're mighty proud of the mighty black and white.